So, let's see. George and I used to travel to all of our concerts by bicycle. That's the story we were going to tell you this afternoon. We once rode our bicycles 8,000 miles around the United States. And while we were gone over the course of 340 days, we played 270 concerts and stayed with 310 families. Now, I'm going to tell you this story while George illustrates what happened. George is going to draw a map of the United States of America.
Of America.
So that we can show you where exactly we rode our bicycles. As you can see, this is the United States of America.
Oh, we need
Turns out to be a topographical map. Those are the how you doing mountains. These are the little height mountains. This, of course, is the Mississippi River. And that is Niagara Falls, our hometown.
Our hometown.
Our hometown. That's where we learned to talk with those Buffalo accents. We'd say, we cheered for the Bells, we drank milk, and we ate eggs. Now, okay, we rode our bikes around the country, and man, we got tired. It was right after high school. Now, what happened was, let's see, where will we begin to tell the story of how great a love can be?
Let's start here.
All right, so here's what happens. We started right here in Niagara Falls, Ontario. We started in Canada, making this an international house of pancakes. No, bicycle trip. We rode our bicycles around the United States, starting out in Niagara Falls, New York. Rode our bicycles down through the entire state, down through the Gold Coast of Pennsylvania, on into the great Buckeye State of Ohio. Many interesting things happened. At some point, we stopped in Columbus, Ohio. That's the capital of the state, and there we saw the
Governor's Mansion.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's the interactive part of the program, if you want to participate. Now, on the way through Ohio, okay, so we left in like September. We're having a great time. We got to this town called Springfield, Ohio, where we had a concert scheduled at Wittenberg University, a fine Lutheran school. But when we got to Wittenberg University, we discovered, to our surprise, that our concert was canceled. There were signs up all over the campus that said, "Lost and Found concert canceled tonight," because they were having Whitfest or something. So we thought, oh no, what are we going to do? Because leaving on this trip, we didn't have any money or anything like that. We were selling albums, we were selling recordings to make a living. Well, we got to Wittenberg and we were out of money. We had about $1 left. And so it was getting to be Halloween, and so we pulled into this gas station and they were selling pumpkins. So we bought a pumpkin, as you can see in this fine illustration. We carved it to look like Johnny Rotten. Now, it was our pumpkin. Now,
Pumpkin.
so we carved up our pumpkin, and then we bought a candy bar, and we had a nickel left. And we were sitting there kind of, bemoaning our fate, thinking, what are we going to do? And this girl pulled up in front of us in a car. Now, she came pulling up in front of us in her Mazda, and it was a really nice car, and she got out and she looked at us. She says one of the more interesting things that anyone had said to us, one of the more brilliant, genius things. She looks at us, she sees us sitting there on the greasy curb of a gas station pump island, covered in salt from sweating all day, skins blistered from the sun. We had 100 pounds of luggage and 2 bicycles. We're all grimy and that kind of stuff, and we're sharing a candy bar. She looks at us, she goes, "You guys going far?" We're like, no. Actually, we were at our houses in New York just a couple days ago. And we said, "Hey, want to get a candy bar? Yeah, I know this gas station in Ohio. We could ride our bikes there." So we're like, "Yeah, we're going far. We're riding our bicycles around the perimeter of the United States, playing concerts at churches, colleges, high schools, and camps. And we got here to Wittenberg today in Springfield, Ohio, and our concert was canceled, and we only had $1, and we didn't know what to do. We bought this pumpkin. Now we're sharing this candy bar, and we only have a nickel, and we don't know what to do." She says, "Don't worry, guys. I'll take care of you." She says, "You can come back. I can take you to the school, use my ID, go into the gym. You guys can take showers and stuff, and then come over and hang out at my house." We're like, fantastic. So this was great. We follow her on our bikes over to the gym. We go in the gym. We take showers. We get out. She's out there in her car. We follow her on our bikes. We go to her house. And her house is this huge white house on a corner of the campus. And on the front door, there's these large Greek letters says, Kappa Delta. Now, we had never been to a sorority house before.
And we were sore afraid.
And so turns out, she lives at a sorority house. And so we go in there and we're hanging around, we're having a great time. And, Wittenberg's a good Lutheran school. And you probably know what Lutheran women do during the summer when they're not in school. They work at Lutheran camps. And we love camp. No one can play and sing more camp songs than we can. We love them. We know everyone from ever and ever. So we sat there at the Kappa Delta house all night, playing songs on the piano in the front room and on the guitar, and making those little bracelets you would make when you tie the embroidery thread to your sneaker. You remember that? And we'd make these bracelets and we'd sing camp songs and went on. And all of a sudden, apparently in violation of all the national rules for sororities, we had accidentally just spent the night at the sorority house. And so it was morning time. George, you look like Freddy Krueger. Yeah. So you're prepared. So it's morning time. We think, oh, gee, we better leave. So we have to go to the next concert. So we leave now. We didn't realize it would be so cold when we got this far south in the United States. We had never been this far south before, all the way to Ohio. And so, having left our homes in Buffalo, we thought once we get to Ohio, so we didn't have any warm clothes. They said, no problem, we'll take care of you guys. Not only had they bought some of our recordings, so we had some cash, but they said, we'll give you some warm clothes. So they gave us sweatshirts and sweatpants. Well, everything was set up for the Kappa Delta sorority. So they gave us pink sweatpants with a little lime green Kappa Delta written on it where you sit down and stuff like that. And these white t-shirts with these white sweatshirts with purple lacy collars and stuff like that, as you can see in this illustration. So we got all our Kappa Delta stuff, we're happy, we ride on to the next town. Well, later that same year, when we were down here in Austin, Texas, it was about Christmas time. And we were at the University of Texas in Austin. And we went into one of the stores there. It's like the size of a Walmart, but you can buy fraternity and sorority paraphernalia, all this kind of stuff. Everything you can imagine emblazoned with a sorority or fraternity logo. So it's Christmas time, and we're staying in touch with our good friends, the Kappa Deltas back in Ohio, and we decide, we should buy them some Christmas presents. So we're in the Greek store, and we're shopping for Christmas presents in the sorority aisle. And of course it was cold, so we were wearing our warm clothes. And this big Texan guy, he comes up to us, he sees us, and they, how come y'all is shopping in the sorority aisle? Clearly impugning our manhood. And we just told him the truth. We said, you know what happened? We ended up spending the night at the Kappa Delta house in Ohio, and when we left, we realized we didn't have any clothes, and they gave us these. He let us live, and we continued. Hey, back to Ohio. Okay, so we left Columbus, we left Springfield, we continued through Ohio, we came into the great state of Indiana. Indiana is one of those states where the nickname of the state is a question. Who's your state? Come on, you know we are. Who's your state? So we come to, the capital of the state, Indianapolis. That's the capital of the state, and there we saw the
governor's man.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's the interactive part of the program. Okay, so we leave Indiana, and we get to the great land of Lincoln, the state of Illinois, where we discover that both syllables describe the state on our trip across, ill and annoy. We spent our entire time fighting a terrible headwind, trying to make our way across the state. We were sick kind of the whole way, but finally we emerged on the banks of the mighty Mississippi in the great city of St. Louis, where we saw the McDonald's monument. Now, of course, it was a long time ago, so it was only half done. Yeah. Now, I don't know if any of you have ever been in the top of the McDonald's monument, but we thought, we might as well go up there. So we get to the bottom of the McDonald's monument, and we think, let's go up to the top. Well, we anticipated there would be an elevator, like, any hotel in America or something like that. You get in the elevator, takes you to the top of the McDonald's monument. Nope, it turns out what they have is something like a box they drag up the stairs, right? You get in this little compartment, you're sitting on a bench across from two people, and then you feel yourself going, and you're kind of ratcheting all the way up to the top, and you're willing to endure this minor indignity in order to get an unparalleled view of the bi-state area. So we get all the way up top there, and we're expecting this is going to be so grand. And we get out of the elevator, and our heads are swimming a little bit from ratcheting up to the top, and we go over to there, and there's these little tiny windows at the top of the McDonald's monument. The windows are so small you could safely watch an eclipse from them without sunglasses. And we're up there, and they're all covered with fingerprints because everyone has touched them and that kind of thing. So we think, you know what they need up here? they need a tour guide. So we pretend to be the tour guides. So we stand right outside the elevator doors, right? Have you ever done that thing where you stand right in front of elevator doors so that when they open, you're right there? And, you know, people come out, they've been in a totally separate room now, and they come out, and I'm so surprised to see, oh, that's what we did. And we had the people at a disadvantage because they'd been ratcheting for a while. And when they came out of the door, there we were. And we were like, welcome to the top of the Jefferson Memorial Westward Expansion Arch. You're now standing 634 feet above the city of St. Louis if you'll follow us. And the people would follow us, right? And then we'd get over there to the window, and we'd be like, we're not the tour guides. We're riding our bicycles around the perimeter of the United States playing concerts at churches, colleges, high schools, and camps. And we'd be like, can we get our picture taken with you? And then the people would be mad at us. No pictures, they'd say, and they were angry because we had deceived them, like pretending to be the tour guides. We're thinking, okay, they get off the elevator, they see us. Here we are in bicycle riding pants, fluorescent vests, helmets, gloves, backpacks, skin's all blistered. We're like, if you follow us, like, they're thinking those federal budget cuts always hit the Park Service uniforms first.